Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. This is going to be a hopefully a test and repair video on this particular Cyclops unit. This is a Cyclops Brute, it's an AC version. It's a 10 storage joule, 8 output joule unit. Pretty reliable for the most part, but they do have their issues, I guess. This one, the customer, it's only about a year and a half old, and they said it was working great one day, and then the next day it wasn't. So I don't know the whole story with this unit. He said he was working one day and he came out the next morning and there's bulls in his front yard, so, you know, or a different pasture. So he's like, I don't know, he was just rubbing on the wire, and I was like, what's going on there? Next thing I know, he's in the next pasture over. So, yeah, it's only a year and a half old, so he didn't buy the extended warranty, so now this is going to cost something to get it going. He did a little bit checking on this. He said he did test power coming in, and it gets it all the way to this board here, but it doesn't go any further than that. It won't click or pulse or anything. So we're going to go through it and see if we can get this thing to fire back up, see what's wrong with it and everything. He does want us to change out both the fuse holders. He said the one on the left, you got to get just right for that stupid little cap they use on there to lock in and hold in place. I do not like these fuse holders. They're just a cheap quality made one. They don't hold up very well. There's better ones out there, and that'd be the last thing we do. I'm gonna get this thing up and running again before we before we start replacing those, because that takes a little while, because we got to make the hole smaller and you know, solder wires and everything. So it just takes a little bit of time. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to verify what he said. I'll plug it in. Of course, it's not coming on, but we're going to put our meter on AC voltage, and we're going to see if we get 120 volts at this black and white wire right here. We do 125 volts. So that means fuse is fine, that board's good, and it's getting here, but it's not clicking, pulsing. So I doubt the capacitors are bad. It's only a year and a half old, and they don't go bad that quick. So we'll still check them real quick. These are wired together in parallel, so it should be 60. Okay, we're going to have to unplug them from the board. At least one wire. Take it out of circuit. I mean, I doubt these are bad, but we'll see. Gonna make a liar out of me. Let's unplug the transformer wire from it. And we'll unplug this black wire down there from the board. Now these are totally out of circuit. Now they are wired together in parallel, so that means they add up. Got 60 on the dot. So capacitors are fine. So I'm just going to remove those and set those off to the side. We'll check the primary of the transformer. Primary should be 0. something ohms. 0.3. So the primary is fine. Capacitors are good. We're getting power to here, so problems in this main board. So the kind of an old school board. They're not super with not a lot of issues with this model of board, but the things that will shut it down more often than not, and I don't see anything burnt up on the board anywhere. The things I usually see wrong with these that go bad are these diodes. One or multiples of these will go bad. You know, they look good. You got to test them to find out. Or this big SCR right there will go bad. That'll shut it down. Occasionally, one of these smaller diodes will go, but that's kind of rare. So the next thing we're going to do is check these diodes. All right, all 4 of those are good. Let's get this board loosened up. I can't really get to the SCR the way it sits. Alright, nothing's burnt up on the back side. Let's check this SCR. Now, let's see. there's a back plate here on the back side of the SCR. I'm going to check it. I'm going to put a meter on the back plate. Oh, that's shorted out. Reverse it just to make sure. Well, SCR is bad. Why did it go bad? I don't know. Don't know. Looks fine. We'll check these diodes real quick. Yeah, looks like it's just the SCR. Alright, lucky for that guy. Got the exact one on hand. Alright, so let me turn my... I should turn my solder on my came in here, but I forgot. Alright, well, got the solder iron warm up. So... And then once we get that solder iron warmed up, we'll get that pulled off, put a new one on there. Everything else looks fine. Make sure that... Let me see if the SCR is the same size. It's a little different. Similar number, but a little bit different. But I've used that one before on different things. Okay, so propped it up like that. Solder iron's just about ready. Get my desolder braid out. All right. Hoping this is all that's wrong. I mean, nothing else physically looks bad on the board. Now this fixes it. I'm going to call this video done, but then I still got to change out both these fuse holders. Maybe I'll make a second video on that. Maybe put a little flux on this. Let's see if that SCR will pull out of there. I don't think it is. I think we need a little flex on there. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this to pull out of there. Come on. That last terminal bolt, or terminal solder joint. It's got just a little bit left on there. It's holding it in there. got it that time. Yep, there it goes. Come on. Come on. Everything's loose. Why don't you come out of there? There it goes. Jeez. Like pulling teeth. Still something in the way down there. There we go. There's a piece of the leg that's still left on there. So that slides in like that. Bend one of those legs over just so it holds it in place. Now we'll get the solder out. We'll solder that in, and then we'll start plugging wires back in and all that stuff, and then we'll see if it fires back up again. All right. Get that board twisted around. All right, let's start plugging things in, or screwing this board back down. So that way just, and if it goes to pulsing again, now I'm just I'll call it good. Then I'll probably, like I said, the guy wants both fuse holders changed out to the ones that we use, which I think are kind of an upgrade to what they use. Costs a little bit more, but I think they're better quality. Alright, there's capacitors. Need my needle nose, one of these will work. Okay, red cap there, black cap here. Black transformer negative is here. And on this version, for whatever reason, the capacitor or the transformer goes over here. Which electrically, it can go over here, but electrically this, all the way down to here, and that little tab right next to it, it's the same spot. Electrically, it's the same thing, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Alright, let's plug it in and hope like hell there's no smoke, and that the unit goes to clicking and snapping and flat flashing and the whole 9 yards. So we'll plug it in here. There it goes. And light down there's flashing too. You can see the light flashing there. Alright, so this is good. Alright, well, I'm gonna, video's 15-14 minutes long, whatever. This is going to turn into another probably 30-40 minutes if I all together, once I start taking all the fuse holders out. Because we use a different style. We make the holes bigger. We got to solder wires to it. They won't plug onto the tabs. We have to solder wires to them. And then wires will plug on there with spade connectors, but they don't hold real good. I don't like that, so I solder them, hardwire them. And you got to cut the wire length, connections on them, plug them onto here. Same thing over there, that fuse holder there. But it's going. So we saved the customer some money by fixing his board versus replacing it, and got the guy going again. So thanks for checking our channel here. Until next time, we'll see you later on. Remember to tell your friends about us, subscribe if you already haven't, and have a good rest of your day.